So this is how you attract a soulmate. Hey guys, it's John here in my studio, and I love being in the studio making these videos for you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sitting here drinking a giant mug of water, keeping myself hydrated as I make my videos. I wanted to hop on and talk about the concept of soulmate because it seems like a lot of people are looking for loving relationships in their life and someone who will walk side by side with them and enhance their life as they enhance theirs. Before we dive too deep into this, we have to decide what a soulmate is. There's so many different variations of this term, soulmate. Many people call them twin flames, and and what happens is they give them these delineations, these definitions, and what happens is over the course of time, it doesn't seem to work out or it doesn't seem to play out, so they increase it. It went from soulmate to twin flames to uh, the last one I heard was twin ray flame or twin flame ray or something like that. I've heard these. It's just increasing because people aren't. Yeah, they were my soulmate, and then they start saying things like, "Well, a soulmate can be someone who just challenges you. Twin flame is your true love," and then they say twin flame is someone who challenges you, and and the definitions change. But in reality, what a soulmate is someone who loves you unconditionally, and that you love unconditionally as well. They're people who you look at, you just love them without any measure of fear or anxiety. It's just a beautiful, loving relationship. And everyone wants to be loved unconditionally. Everybody wants to be accepted for who they are. But if you truly want a soulmate, then here's what you have to do. You have to show your soul to the world. You have to show your authentic being to the world. People will often tell me, I'm searching for my soulmate. I'm looking for my soulmate. I'm trying to find my soulmate. I need to find someone who will love me for me. They tell me these things all the time. But your soulmate can't see your soul if all they see is your need, your desire, your wants. You know, the truest way to find someone who will love you unconditionally for you and be a mate, someone who will walk side by side with you in life, enhancing your life as you enhance theirs, is be yourself so that the people who will love you unconditionally will see you and find you. I one time had a lady who came on here and she said, "John, I want you to help me find my soulmate." And my response was, "Oh, that's so easy. That's like the easiest thing in the world." She says, "What do you mean? I've been trying for years." I said, "Precisely. You're trying. You're putting yourself out there as someone who's needing to have a relationship, or you're hoping to find a relationship, or you're creating this mask of lack and need that isn't you. You're not showing who you are to the world. You're not showing your full potential, your full authentic self to the world. So no one's seeing you because you're not being you." And this lady said, she's, "Well, how do I get it, John, if it's so easy?" I said, "Well, if you do what I tell you, you'll find somebody. I promise you'll find somebody." She said, "Okay, tell me how." I said, "Well, here's what you do. First of all, stop looking altogether. You're not allowed to look anymore. Stop it. Just completely stop it." I then asked her, "What do you like to do? Who are you and what do you like to do?" She said, "Well, I love being in nature. I love getting out there and hiking and biking and just being in that space where I get to be out there and just enjoy myself." I said, "Great." I said, "I want you to join a hiking club or a biking club, but you're not allowed to look for anybody while you're there. It's against the rules. You can't look for anybody. You have to go to that club and enjoy that club because you like hiking, you like biking. You're going there to express what you love into the world. Go there and do that." She was married in a year and a half. She went to a hiking club. She fully expressed herself as to who she was. The people who would love her for her saw her. Somebody started walking next to her, started talking with her. invited her for coffee, took her out to dinner. Next thing you know, they were dating. Next thing you know, they were married. The key to finding a mate for your soul is to literally be the soul so that the mate can find you. If you're not being you authentically, if you're not being you for the world to see, then you are invisible. You're not able to be seen. There in this crazy world we live in, well, a million people looking for somebody and in need and hoping to find a love and struggling to find a love, be you to your fullest. You ever notice the people who are so free in the way they live their life always seem to find somebody amazing? That's because the people who will love them for them see them and love them. And it really comes down to you realizing to find a soulmate, you must be the soul mate for somebody else. You've got to be the soul that people want to mate. People want to be part of. People want to know. People will just love you. But you will not find the ones who will love you unconditionally until you show them who you are, because it's the conditions that kill relationships. And when you say, this is who I am and this is who I'm going to be. Now, people will often say when I do a video like this, yeah, but you're divorced 3 times. The reason I'm divorced 3 times is because I didn't stay true to myself. We got into relationships and suddenly my 3 wives had new expectations that were completely antithetical to the person that I was. My first wife, when we met, I was doing a comedy sword fighting show. I had long Fabio hair, and I was really living a cool life and having a fun thing. Within a couple months of being married, she had this new expectation that I should, quit that stuff and go get a daytime job and do, you know, within just a few months, I had my hair cut off and I was working a day job. Because why? Because empathic people tend to want to serve. And when I got into that marriage, I gave up who I was for my wife. My second marriage, I did the exact same thing. I got into that marriage and she had this expectation that I would become like her father, which was not who I was. When we got together, I was on the road doing Renaissance festivals. My third wife, I had left the Renaissance festivals. I was no longer enjoying Renaissance festivals and I was doing an entirely different thing in my life. She was still at Renaissance festivals. We were not. And she wanted me to give up all my stuff and go on the road doing Renaissance festivals, and I didn't want to do Renaissance festivals at that point. The key was that I gave up who I was to be with these people. But in the end, what it was I was no longer me when I was with them. And successful relationships, Friedrich Nietzsche says, to have a successful relationship, you have to foster the friendship first. You have to be friends. You have to like each other. And what happened with me is they had these expectations of what a married man should be as opposed to who John is. And so I tried to meet those expectations and become what they wanted. And because of that, I was no longer me. So of course we were divorced, because unconditional love can't happen that way. They had a condition that I had to be a certain way, and I tried to meet their condition to give them that love. And of course, they had no way but to go their way. And it took me 3 times to learn that lesson. That's why I wanted to make this video, to show you that if stay you, become who you are, show the world who you are, so the people who will love you for you will find you. Let me also add to this kind of idea. Marriage is a religious construct. It is not a necessity. You do not have to get married for any reason. Everybody would like to get married, but marriage can also have very distinct ideas that are married to it, depending on what their beliefs are. You know, the couple that I think is probably the most successful I've ever seen is Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. They've been together for 50 years. her kids call him dad. I mean, they have this beautiful, loving last. They've never been married. They just love each other. They just and you see them now in their old age, and when they talk about their partner, their soulmate, they talk with such love and reverence for each other because they stayed themselves all the way through. And that, my friends, is the key. If you want to find a soulmate, then you have to show them your soul. You have to show them who you are. You have to authentically be you so that you can have this expression of out there for the world to see. And the people who will love you for you will see you and love you. And that is, my friends, is how you find a soulmate. And I hope that makes sense to a lot of you. And I will talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.